Hello everyone, this is Lorianne. In today's video we are continuing with creating your TPT store. And last week I gave you some homework assignments. We'll talk about that in a minute. Today's video is we're going to create a couple things. We're going to create your logo, the circle, your profile picture, TPT calls them. We're going to create that today, and then we're going to start your product. Stay tuned. So welcome to It's All Primary. If you are returning, thank you. Thank you for your support and welcome back. And if you are new, welcome. Here at It's All Primary, we talk about teacher side hustles. And on Tuesdays right now, we are going through a series on starting your own Teachers Pay Teachers store. So if you have not watched last week's video, you might want to. I'll put it up here, but it'll also be at the end when I do this sort of thing. But today we're going to do two things. We're going to work on the logo and we're going to start your product. You're not going to see me do a product from beginning to end. Not today. I'm going to make 3 or 4 pages and then it's your turn. I'll tell you what your homework is right now, and that is you're going to be creating your profile picture for TPT. And if you already have one, check, you've done it. And then you are going to start making your product. Okay, so I am going to turn the camera around in just a moment. One of the things that I asked you to do in last week's homework was to write down things that you will possibly need for the beginning of school year in September 2021, which is 5-6 months away. We have just over 2 months still. Actually, we have more than 2 months. Yeah, anyways, we have June 25th is when we get out. So it's over 2 months. Anyways, for your homework assignment last week, I asked you to do your why. I asked you to write down things that you were good at. And I asked you to write down a list of things that you would need in your classroom. Not anyone else's classroom, your classroom. So have that ready. You needed to have a book. You need, or a planner or something. Have that too, because we're going to, where is my planner? Hang on a minute. Okay, sorry about that. I started with just a dollar store notebook and I draw things out. I make notes for the products that I do, and that keeps me kind of focused, because one of the things that I've learned having a small business is that I can get easily distracted. There are so many little rabbit trails you can go down. But if you keep yourself, you know, write your notes down. Sometimes I draw pictures of things that I want to do, and again, helps me stay focused. Have your book, because we're going to write a couple little things in there with a product that you are going to choose. So before I turn around the camera, have your notebook ready, and then hopefully in your mind you've already got an idea of a possible product that you want to start this week. Okay, are we ready? Let's turn the camera around. So before we open up our store, or you might already have your store open, we are going to make today the profile picture right here. It is circular. This can be changed at any time, but it's nice to have some sort of logo or picture right there just to get yourself going. We are going to use Canva. I'm going to use the free version just to show you how easy it is. However, the important thing about making this is it needs to be transparent, and the free account does not allow a transparent background on things that you create. You need the Pro. Again, click down in my descriptions, get the Pro for it's either 7 days or 30 days or something like that, and just go in there and click it. But let me just show you what you need to do. I go over to Instagram post just because it's a square. Then I'm going to go to Elements, and I'm going to go down to the frames, and I'm going to click the circle. And this circle, when you use this, when you slide an image in here, it fits it into that circle automatically. You don't have to maneuver anything. So now I'm going to go to my uploads, and I've just uploaded a photo just recently. So I'm going to put that there, but watch as I move it, it will slide right into the circle like that. And I could do that as a image, as a profile picture on my TPT and leave it like that if I wanted to. Or if I want to add something to this, some text overlay, I can just click text, and I could actually use something like that and just put in my own words. And it's nothing fancy, but that's how easy it is to make them. And you can use your brand colors or colors that you would like to use. And these can be changed at any time. So again, just start with an image of yourself. If you need to, 3-4 months from now, just change it. Not a problem. Here is where you would need Pro, because when you go to download it, you would need to click this box right here, because you do not want this white. And so you can't do it here because it says Pro needed, okay? But that's how I would make a logo if I didn't have one. There are people on Instagram and Teachers Pay Teachers who will make logos for you. They run anywhere from $10, $30, $50, $100. It depends on what you're asking them to do for you. But again, start with just an image of yourself. It's personable when people open up your store. And then you can, a couple months from now, as you're getting sales, you can use your earnings to get a professional logo done. So that is the logo. So the first thing I'm going to do before I start a product is I always do some keyword research. And even though this product is for my class, first off, I want to see that if it's going to be a product that other people are searching for. So I'm just going to go right up to the search bar here, and I'm going to start typing in different words regarding money. So I'm going to start with counting. And as you can see right away, the first 5 searches, and they're ranked. So counting money pops up, and I'm not even finished typing counting. So that's a good keyword to have. I mean, that's not all I'm going to say, but that is a good keyword to start with. Counting coins, I'll write that one down as well. And then these ones aren't necessarily money related. I'm going to type in dollars and see if something shows up. Dollar up, dollar bills. Okay, so dollar bills is there. And I'm just writing these down. Counting dollar bills. I'm going to put dollars. Okay, so we've got dollars on its own, counting dollars, dollars and cents. So dollars and cents was one I was wondering about. It's there. It's not as, it's at least it's being searched. My best bet is dollars, but I think I'll still probably write dollars and cents for keywords. And I'm also going to type in Canadian. And so here you go, Canadian money, Canadian coins, Canadian money, financial literacy. So those are ones I want to write down as well. So Canadian money is higher ranked than Canadian coins. And I wish we knew what the numbers were, but they don't provide that. Just so you know, let me just remove this. If you're not sure what to create, right now, the top things are Earth Day, fractions, spring, reading comprehension, and poetry. Be very careful with Earth Day. It's actually trademarked. I would also not start with things like Google Slides. There will be too many search results, and you want something that has a lower search results. If I just go to fractions and type in, and here we go, let's do equivalent fractions. And I think I will also do grade 4 or 5. As you can see, there's 16,000 results. That's an awful lot. So getting high sales may not happen right away anyways. But if I go back here, it's interesting, I noticed that it changed spots. It used to be underneath browse, and actually it's really small. Let me go back to counting dollars, dollar bills, and see what the search result is for this. So it's lower, right? This is a good number, 1,643. So I'm glad I am doing that right now. That is a higher chance, and I'm just looking at the resources here. And you can also sort different ways. You can change the views so you can see a picture of them this way. You can also see what the most recent thing. This looks like boom cards. Yeah, I've got a boom learning thing in there. So the latest things have been boom, and then here's a digital activity with Google Slides. So looking for something where your results are under 5,000 would be a great place to start as well. So just keep playing around with the keywords, and if you put in something like science, it's going to come up high. Look at that, 720,000. So you need to be specific. Right now, again, Earth Day is going to probably come up with a lot. Earth Day science experiment. If you could get it created quickly, it's low, 1,567. Okay, so that's what I start with. I start with my keywords. So I am going to start this resource using PowerPoint. I purchased a PowerPoint for Business. There is a video on needing the business version of PowerPoint if you are going to sell. If it is strictly for your own personal, you can use the student and home edition of PowerPoint. But I'm going to go to a blank presentation and hit create. And I need to quickly change the design. I'm going to make this a paper version first. So the dimensions were in centimeters, so it is 22 by 28 roughly, and it will scale up. So then this size is an 8.5 by 11. If yours does inches, just do 8.5 by 11. I'm going to get rid of these, and then I'm going to put a skinny frame around all of these and see if I like it, and then because I can easily remove it. Now I'm going to use a background, go to pattern fill, picture or texture fill, and insert. And I am in my super skinny frames from KG Fonts, and where is it? I like to keep a straight one, and there it is. And if I don't like this, if I want it even closer to the edge, I can offset it right here. The next thing I want to do really quickly is I want to create a copyright so that every time I duplicate this slide, the background will continue and the copyright will continue. The copyright is something you need to have on your resources. One way that I learned to do is you create a text box, and then you're going to put it down here, and you do a copyright symbol, the year, and then you do your name, I do my name and my store name. It's all primary, LA Herald, and I'm going to make that smaller. I'm going to move that to a 14, and I'm also going to change the font to Miss Kindergarten, which is the font I use on almost everything. Okay, now this is the cool part. Make sure you've got an icon where you see all the arrows. Right click it, and it says save as picture. So you're gonna save it, and it's going to be your copyright logo or a symbol or something. And I'm gonna put it right on my desktop, and it's saved as a PNG or a JPEG. Either one is fine. Hit save. And now it's over at my desktop, and at any time I can now drag it over. The other thing I'll do here is it's pretty dark. I like to start it that way, but now I will change the color of it. Whoops. And I'll make it transparent, or I can see if I do that way, it gets a little bit lighter, but I like that. So it's not so in your face. And if you don't want it that big, you can just make it smaller. But now you've got it over on the side on your desktop that you can just pull over and bring down. I have one already. Let me just show you. So I can't quite see my screen, but I'm going to drag it over from my desktop. Just drop it on, and there it is. And then I can change different things about it, make it smaller. So it's a picture. See, and I can make it really small. Okay, so there is my opening resource. Now I'm not going to do the cover at the moment. I'm just going to get right into the work. So now I need to decide how I'm going to lay this out. And I sketched a couple pictures in a notebook, so I'm just going to keep this really easy. I prefer working in PowerPoint as opposed to Google Slides, just the way I can manipulate things. If it's very straightforward, Google Slides is great, but again, using PowerPoint or Google Slides is just personal choice. As you see, I removed the background because I was looking at my notes, and I think the frame would get in the way. You may still want a frame. Go right ahead. You do you. So I'm just making a little counting pennies. One of the things, another trick you can do with in PowerPoint. You might be able to do it in Google Slides. Actually, I have not tried it. I like to use Miss Kindergarten because of the font pretty regularly. And then, so what you do is, if you're in PowerPoint, pennies. If I'm going to use Miss Kindergarten all the time, because with PowerPoint it defaults to their font, what I do is again have the 4 arrows, click, right click, and now I'm going to set as default text box. So now every time I create a text box, it's going to be Miss Kindergarten at 40 until I close PowerPoint today, sometime. Okay, I have now finished roughly 5 pages. It has taken me about 40 minutes to do this, and this would not be enough for me. This would be enough for a freebie. I could use these 5 images as a freebie. I would just need to put a terms of use page and a cover on this, and I could, again, make this part of my first freebie. This is just the start of the product. Okay, so you know your homework assignment. You can work on your profile photo or picture and start your product. Try to get somewhere between 10 and 20 pages if possible, because you're going to use 5 to 10 of them as part of your first freebie. We don't want more than 10. Neither does TPT, in fact. So between 5 and 10 will be your freebie, and then the actual product itself 20, maybe even 30 pages, depending on what it is and if it really needs 20-30 pages. But let's do that. You're going to have that done. I can't remember if I mentioned during the when we were in Canva, get the Pro for 30 days and then you can see whether you like it. I love it. I talk about it all the time. I love Canva. But we're going to try and do this as free as possible, because there are costs involved in running a TPT store. We haven't even got to them yet. So the more we can do free, the better. A couple weeks back, I did a boom cards from scratch checklist. If you would like a checklist to go with your TPT creation, let me know down below in the comments and I'll make one. It will be very similar to the boom card one. If you want the boom card one, just go over to my website, itsallprimary.com, and a pop-up will show up, and for joining my Side Hustle Help group, you will get that for free. But it's very similar. And there's one of the things that I don't think I talked about earlier that's just kind of popped in my mind right now is you can spend hours and hours looking at fancy clip arts and fonts and things and frames and backgrounds and all those things. Resist. Resist the temptation. Our goal is to get that product, that first product done. If you are working with the older grades, they don't want all the fancy clip art. So that is going to save you time and money. But you might want some nice, skinny frames, and you can get many for free. So I would put a timer on a clock or on your phone or on your watch and allow yourself 30 to 40 minutes, no more, to find some freebies. Just put frames or background borders or something like that, and then go down to the filters and put free and see how many you can get. And use a couple of those just to get yourself going. You may find, depending on the information that you're putting on your product, you may not want a frame. As you'll see in mine, I start with a frame, I remove the frame off one or two of the pages, and the frame is on some of them. So sometimes you may want one, sometimes you don't. It's a nice cohesive image to have on all the pages, but again, not required. So depending on what you're going to do, you might want to frame your work, you might not want to frame. You might want some clip art in the corners, you might not. But again, let's try and do this as free as possible right now, because in the coming weeks, I'm going to share things that are going to cost you money. Let's try and keep this as low a budget as possible. Yeah? Okay. Okay. So next week, what we're going to do, and there's a lot of things I keep thinking, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got all these things to do. What we're going to do is, hopefully your product will be finished as a PDF, or maybe you did it in Google Slides. What we'll do is, I'm going to show you how I move my PowerPoint over into Google Slides. So now I've got 2 products. I'm going to show you how I take part of my product, make it the freebie. I'm going to make a cover, make it terms of use. What else am I going to do? And then we're going to upload. Actually, no, we're not going to well, we might be able to upload, because then we've also got the thumbnails and the videos. And if you want to work ahead, I've got videos. Just wait till the end, and I will direct you to product videos, thumbnails. I just did one of those a week ago. There's videos that just focus on those one things. We got to get all of that done. Maybe I will do a checklist for you. And some of that we're all going to do. Next week's video could be quite large. We'll see. I don't want to make them too big. I know I've actually had a request for longer videos, but I don't know if all of you want longer videos. Again, make a comment down below. You want longer videos? Is there something specific in the creation of a TPT product that you're looking for? Put them all down. Some of you are emailing me. Thank you for the emails. I love them, emails. And even you can even DM me over on Instagram. You can do that too. It's all good. So wherever you are in the world, I hope you and your family are staying safe and healthy. And you know, we'll catch you right over here in the next video. Take care, everyone.